Hey, it's Mary, and I'm back with another 12 by 12 scrapbooking layout process video for you for Cocoa Daisy. And this is my last guest design project for the month of October, and it's been really fun working with these kits. I got inspired on Instagram. I was just scrolling through my feed, and I saw somebody who did, and I don't even remember who it was, but I think it might have been like the Cut Shop or Just Nick Studios that put out a cut file that was similar to this. And I thought to myself, you know, this is a really cool idea. And I design wood signs. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I have like a second kind of crafty business where I design wood signs. And I had already designed this world map kind of sign for that, so I just translated it into scrapbooking paper, and then I'm gonna kind of mimic this image. And so this is my own design, and I think that it turns out really cool. And I especially loved how the colors kind of made the earth look like it was in fall. So on our side of the earth, or on my side of the earth, there was the orange in that mixed media Cocoa Daisy exclusive paper, and then it kind of looked like the fall colors scattered over to the other side of the earth. So what you saw me do there was draw a circle with a mixing bowl that I have. It's just my go-to tools is to go into my kitchen and find some circular element that is the right size. And I drew a circle around the earth, and that's where I'm going to focus on using these really fun alphabet stamps. And I'm just picking my colors, and I'm deciding which color to use and which color will look best. And so I'm pulling some grays, I'm pulling some teals and blues, and I ended up deciding to go with that kind of same orange peachy color in the end. And that's me asking you to pray for me, because I did all of this work of making the cut file, and now I'm going to stamp directly onto it, and I don't even know if it's all going to fit in the end. So this quote I saw it online. I was looking for like fall type quotes, and when I saw the fall quote that I used, I immediately thought of this, cut file type layout that I had saw in the back of my head some time ago on Instagram. So that's why I didn't include the link, is because I have no clue where I saw it from. I just remembered it from my memory. And I'm assuming that it's probably from like the Cut Shop or Just Nick Studios, but it immediately popped me into my wood sign business where I already had this earth. And the quote is, if I can find it for you, it's a George Eliot quote, and it says, "Delicious autumn, my very soul is wedded to it, and if I were a bird, I would fly about the earth, seeking the successive autumns." So this quote ended up being absolutely perfect for this kit, because in the kit we got the Pink Paisley, Paige Evans Turn the Page collection. Some of it, we got this really pretty paper that had the birds on one side, so I just fussy cut out one of those birds to use at the top, and then I had the earth paper, and it's a very fall theme. So this just all went together so easily and so beautifully. So I stamped out the part of the quote that said, "If I were a bird, I would fly around the earth, seeking all the successive autumns." Now, after I went ahead and stamped everything out, I had an extra space down at the bottom that wasn't really what I wanted, so I added in the word all, but nobody's ever going to know. It's not like anybody's going to be fact-checking my quotes on my scrapbook layouts, right? So then I took this really pretty ribbon that we got in the kit too, and I tried to kind of drape it around the circle. Sorry, you guys, I'm still battling a sinus infection and a cold, and now my family is sick, and it's just been crazy this month. Anyway, I tried to wait until I got most of my voice back to do this voiceover for you guys. But this this ribbon, I tried to drape it around the earth, the world globe kind of map, and make it into more of a globe. And I wanted it to be, you know, sort of abstract, but sort of realistic. And I ended up not liking the way that it draped around underneath the quote. So I'll end up fixing that in a little bit. But right now I'm just trying to, you know, place the bird where I want it. I replaced the word bird with the actual bird. And then I'm going to twist and twirl and glue down this ribbon all the way around the earth here. This ribbon is super pretty. It's like a silk dyed ribbon. So it's super smooth and silky looking, and the colors just match the collection perfectly. And you guys know I'm all about added texture into my layouts. So now that I have everything kind of tacked down in little areas, I'm going to add in some of these elements. I'm going to add in this little wood veneer that came in my kit. It says My Cozy Place. And the picture that I'm using is of my son in our backyard, and he's all bundled up in his fall gear, all cozy. And I really love our yard in the fall because all of our trees turn these beautiful colors. And the story behind this picture was that we were rushing that morning to get ready for school, just like any other day. And on those mornings when we're rushing to school, it seems like we have to, you know, hurry up and get out the door and get your shoes on. And why didn't you put your backpack where it goes? And I mean, you guys know the story. If you got young kids or even, you know, older kids, I'm sure it doesn't ever stop. And we just missed the opportunity to witness this beautiful, glorious morning with all of the fall colors. And as soon as we walked outside, it was just gorgeous and all was well. And we took this, you know, cute little picture before heading off to school. It was just an average, ordinary day, nothing special, except for the reminder to not take life so seriously all the time, because you'll miss those beautiful moments. So I'm just going to back up the paper, and this I'm using with some of my scraps that I have left from the kit, left over from my first two projects. And now I'm going to go through and see if there's anything else that I want to add into this. And I pull out the chipboard stickers, which, by the way, those chipboard stickers are amazing. They are like super sticky. They stay on your layout just beautifully. I'm going to take this teal colored cardstock that was included, and I'm going to add just a really thin border around the base of it, of all of those photo layers, and I'm going to pop it up on foam to add a little bit more dimension. I wanted it to be, you know, a little bit higher than the wood veneer, and everything else around the outside has some dimension on it. So this is the point where I'm like, okay, I got to fix the circle, because I looked at it and it wasn't a full circle and it was driving me nuts. So what I did is I just ran it through my sewing machine, and so now it has these really pretty stitch lines through it. It's kind of messy stitching, but organized in some fashion because now it's in a circle. And then afterwards, I have to cut off some of those threads that I had to kind of sew around those ephemera pieces, because I did this last instead of first. And then I realized that there's some kind of fuzzy ink in the bottom of my little pen jar that was stuck on the bottom of my scissors, and it left this ink spot in a couple of places on my layout. And I'm glad that I figured out the mystery behind where these ink spots were coming from, but it was so frustrating. So now I'm going to have to pull out a bunch of stuff and figure out what am I going to put up there, because I wasn't planning on putting anything else up there. I pulled out some of the exclusive ephemera from Cocoa Daisy, and I'm glad that I did, because now I, you know, have extra things that I wasn't planning on putting on the page, but it all looks great in the end. But at the time, I'm freaking out. I'm like, how do I get this off? I tried erasing it. I tried scraping it off with my X-Acto knife, and it just seemed like everything went wrong. But in the end, don't freak out, right? And just enjoy the process, and you can always cover it up. You know, the only thing I've ever not been able to cover up before, I've just kind of cut out a piece of the same paper and matched it. And nobody would ever know if they're just flipping through my scrapbooks. I mean, I know because I see it, but nobody else would ever be able to tell. So in the end, if all else fails, just cover it up. Embrace the chaos. So I'm taking some of these little hearts that came on the thicker set. And again, those chipboard thickers, those chipboard alphabets from Cocoa Daisy are amazing as well. They have the same stickiness on the back. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my journaling down here after I fix all of that. And I just wrote, this was just another typical morning before school, rushing to get out the door in time, not noticing the beauty waiting for us outside. With our rushed hearts, we were quickly greeted by this extraordinary day. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this Tim Holtz Distress Stain spray. It's Tattered Rose, which goes perfectly with the peachy pink that I used and the peachy pinks that are in the mixed media exclusive paper. And here's some close-ups for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this layout. And if you are new to our channel, welcome. I share this channel with my scrappy bestie, Kira, and we would love for you to click subscribe and like the video and leave us a comment if you have any questions. All right, bye guys.